Welcome back to High Stakes, where we help you elevate your betting strategy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with our daily content. Looking for exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join us on Patreon. Links are available in the comments section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. The great BYU versus Utah showdown. A rivalry older than your grandma's favorite casserole recipe. Both teams are coming into this one feeling pretty good about themselves after beating up on Oklahoma State, like kids who just aced a pop quiz they didn't study for. But now it's time for the real test. Which team can keep their act together long enough to claim bragging rights in a game that promises to be equal parts chaos and highlight reels? Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be as close as either side thinks. But hey, we're here for the drama and the betting props, not to make friends. Let's dive in. 1. Game total points. Over 151.5. Oh sure, the books lowered the total because both teams got a little bashful around the Big 12's upper crust. Cute. But let's not pretend these two aren't perfectly capable of lighting up the scoreboard. BYU just dropped 85 on Oklahoma State like it was a leisurely stroll in the park, and Utah's offense is so generous with assists they probably hand out party favors to the defense too. This is a rivalry game, folks. These teams will be so fired up, you might as well bet the over and grab some popcorn for the three-point barrage. 2. Utah winning margin, 1 to 10 points. The classic nail-biter prediction. Because why wouldn't this game come down to the wire? Utah's got the edge with their home crowd and their big bodies clogging up the paint like they're hosting a block party. But let's be real, BYU isn't rolling over like some Big 12 bottom feeder. This one's going to be tight, but Utah should just barely cover that 1.5 spread. Just enough to keep your heart rate elevated, of course. 3. Team with most assists, Utah. Do you enjoy watching a basketball team move the ball like they're performing synchronized swimming? Then Utah's 20.3 assists per game will be a treat. They'll probably pass the ball so much BYU's defense gets dizzy, leaving the Madsen brothers wide open to rain threes. BYU? Oh, they'll give it a shot, but Utah's passing game is a clinic that the Cougars just can't enroll in. 4. Top scorer, Gabe Madsen, Utah. Gabe Madsen must love playing BYU's defense. They give him all the space he needs to channel his inner Steph Curry. BYU lets opponents hit 35.4% of their threes, and Gabe's over there licking his chops like a kid in a candy store. Unless BYU suddenly discovers perimeter defense. Spoiler, they won't. Madsen is your guy for the scoring crown in this one. 5. Total team rebounds. Utah over 40.5. Rebounding? Oh, Utah's got that covered, thanks. They out-rebounded TCU and Oklahoma State so badly those teams probably filed complaints. With Lawson Lovering, 7-1, and clearly owns every ladder in the state, and Ezra Ozar muscling in the paint, they'll dominate the boards like they're running a private rebound monopoly. BYU might as well bring their own ladder if they want to keep up. So there you have it. Utah should win this backyard brawl while putting on a show with their ball movement, rebounding, and timely shooting. BYU will put up a fight, sure, but it's hard to win when the other team has the playbook, the height advantage, and the home court. Lay the 1.5 with the Utes, take the over, and enjoy the fireworks. The Battle of the Giants in the WCC. St. Mary's, fresh off a dominant win over San Diego, and Pepperdine, who's still figuring out what they want to be when they grow up. St. Mary's is cruising at the top of the conference, while the Waves are, well, let's just say they're trying their best to rebuild after last season's mess. After dropping a 41-point stinker the last time these two teams met, you'd think Pepperdine would come into this one with a little more motivation. Too bad St. Mary's defense is like an iron wall, and the Waves' offense is more like a damp sponge. With the Gales continuing their quest for dominance in the WCC, let's dive into what should be another one-sided affair, with some tasty prop picks to keep it interesting. Buckle up, folks, it's going to be a bumpy ride for Pepperdine. 1. Game total points, under 138.5. Let's not kid ourselves. Pepperdine isn't exactly the offensive juggernaut they've dreamed of becoming. They scored just 41 points against St. Mary's the last time they met, and while we're not expecting another horror show, we can safely say they'll be underwhelming in this matchup. St. Mary's defense ranks 30th on KenPom and is holding opponents to a mere 61.7 ppg. Pretty sure they'll smother the Waves like a blanket on a chilly night. Combine that with the Gales' snail-like pace, and we're looking at a game that will not come anywhere near hitting the over. Take the under. 2. St. Mary's winning margin, 13 to 20 points. St. Mary's is good, like really good. They've won 5 straight, are top of the WCC, and just put a 103-56 beatdown on San Diego. But Pepperdine's not totally hopeless. They've managed to keep games competitive-ish. The Gales are simply too strong defensively and have too much firepower to let this game get too out of hand. Pepperdine will probably flirt with keeping it close early on, but ultimately, St. Mary's will pull away to win by a comfortable margin without going full demolition mode. This one's looking like a 13 to 20 point win for the Gales. 3. St. Mary's total points, over 75.5. St. Mary's has put up some impressive numbers on the scoreboard recently, including a 103-point outburst. While they won't drop another century mark, the Gales' offense is hitting a solid rhythm, and Pepperdine's defense is, well, non-existent at times. If St. Mary's can put up 75+ against a stronger team like San Francisco, they'll have no trouble doing it against a Waves defense ranked in the bottom half of the country. This one's easy money. Go for the over 75.5 on St. Mary's total points. 4. Top scorer, Augustus Marsilionis, St. Mary's. Let's face it, if you've been paying attention, you know Augustus Marsilionis has been the standout scorer for St. Mary's, averaging 14.4 ppg. Pepperdine won't have the tools to slow him down, especially with their lackluster defense. Expect Marsilionis to drop double digits early and keep that lead ballooning, taking the scoring crown for this game. 5. Total team rebounds, St. Mary's over 40.5. St. Mary's is a rebounding machine. They average 41.7 boards per game, including a wild 13.8 offensive rebounds per game, ranking them 3rd in the nation. With Pepperdine being inconsistent at best in their rebounding efforts, expect St. Mary's to absolutely dominate the glass, making this a no-brainer to hit the over on 40.5 total rebounds. So, to sum it up, take the under on total points because Pepperdine isn't exactly bringing the offense. Expect a comfortable St. Mary's win, and don't be surprised when they rack up rebounds like they're collecting coupons. Grab your popcorn because this one's going to be a clinic. Gonzaga versus Santa Clara. Another classic WCC showdown where the Bulldogs are looking to make a statement after a tough overtime loss. And then there's Santa Clara, who might still be trying to figure out what happened in their 54-point fiasco against LMU. Gonzaga has been a well-oiled scoring machine this season, while Santa Clara's defense is, well, letting just about anyone walk all over them. With players like Graham Ike on fire, you can bet Gonzaga will continue their offensive clinic against a Broncos team that's just trying to keep their heads above water. So buckle up for what should be another easy win for the Bulldogs, and maybe some betting fun if you're into that whole prop pick thing. 1. Gonzaga total points, over 87.5. Gonzaga loves to put up points. An average of 87.8 per game tells you all you need to know. Santa Clara's defense is ranked 244th in the country, allowing 73.5 ppg, so don't expect much resistance. With Gonzaga's offense running on all cylinders and players like Graham Ike putting up big numbers, this game is shaping up to be another high-scoring affair for the Bulldogs. Take the over on Gonzaga's total points here. 2. Graham Ike to score over 20.5 points. Graham Ike is on fire. Over his last 4 games, he's been averaging 22.3 ppg and has gone over 20 points in 3 of those games. With Santa Clara's defense struggling and Ike's current form, he should have no trouble hitting the 20-point mark again in this one. Expect him to be the focal point of Gonzaga's offense, especially if Santa Clara can't stop him in the paint. 3. Santa Clara total points, under 72.5. Santa Clara has been a bit of a roller coaster this season, but their offense has been nowhere near as potent as Gonzaga's. They were just held to 54 points by a mediocre LMU team in their last game, and now they face a Gonzaga team that, even with some defensive weaknesses, is still a tough challenge. Given Santa Clara's recent struggles, especially from their leading scorer, Adama Alphabal, who has been ice cold from 3-point range, it's safe to bet they'll struggle to hit the over on their total. 4. Santa Clara leading scorer, Adama Alphabal, under 14.5 points. Ball has been the main scoring option for the Broncos, but he's currently struggling with his shot, particularly from beyond the arc. In his last 4 games, he's only managed 7 of 25 from 3. With Gonzaga's defense likely focusing on limiting his effectiveness, it's hard to see him hitting 15+ points in this matchup. Take the under on Ball's points, as his recent struggles will likely continue here. 5. Total team rebounds, Gonzaga over 38.5. Gonzaga, led by Graham Ike, has been strong on the boards this season, and Santa Clara, with their 244th ranked defense, isn't likely to provide much resistance on the glass. Gonzaga averages a solid number of rebounds per game and should dominate this category against a team that struggles to secure boards. With Ike's presence, expect Gonzaga to comfortably surpass 38.5 total rebounds. To sum up, Gonzaga's offense will be rolling in this one, and they'll likely cover the spread, with players like Graham Ike continuing their impressive performances. On the other side, Santa Clara's offense will struggle, So betting on the under for their total points and balls points seems like a safe move. And that's a wrap on today's video, folks. I'm sure you're absolutely on the edge of your seat, eagerly awaiting the next thrilling installment of this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because clearly you don't want to miss any of our daily videos. I mean, who could live without them? And while you're at it, smash that notification bell, so you can be the first to know when we drop more gems like this. Oh, and if you're looking for some premium picks, because let's be honest, who isn't? Join our Patreon. It's where the real magic happens. Premium picks, insider info, and possibly even some mildly entertaining banter. So hit that link and we'll see you on the inside. Until next time, enjoy the game, make those bets, and remember, you're welcome.